Today is my no cook day. So what we do on no cook day is we normally just eat out at the restaurant. But for what I had a taste for, I wanted to make it myself. So since I was making it, I'm like, okay, well let me just put it online. So today we're making burritos. Now I know that I have a lot of ingredients out here, but it does not. It's not complicated. It's really really simple to make. So let's get started with me explaining these ingredients, and then we're gonna fry up our meats and put this thing together. But it's gonna be oh so delicious. So you're going to need pico de gallo. I'll start here. Pico de gallo, and pico de gallo is made with onions, cilantro, tomatoes, and jalapeno peppers. Now you don't have to use the peppers if you choose not to. You can de-seed it, in other words, so it won't be so hot, because a lot of times mine has to be kid friendly. So if you want the heat, go ahead and keep the seeds in it. If you don't want the heat, take the seeds out. But that's what you need. You just chop up all your ingredients, mix it together, and you got pico de gallo. Okay, to go on the burrito, you're going to need, because we're going to wrap it and then we're going to fry it up. So you're going to need some cheese, some salsa, guacamole. You can make your own guacamole, but it was cheaper and faster for me to just do it this way. Sour cream, and we're going to chop up some lettuce and put it on as well. Now, the tortillas that you're going to use, these are the ones that you would, the bigger ones. These are the ones you would normally use when you're making wraps. So you're going to need that, and these are flour. You're going to need, normally when we do this with yellow rice. But I just want to show you what the package looks like. But I don't have enough yellow rice in this package for me to complete all of my Doritos. So what I'm going to do is, burritos. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you what it looks like, but I'm going to use white rice. I'm going to use some jasmine rice for this. You're going to need some refried beans. If you choose to make your own, you can make your own, but you can buy it for under $1, and these are just as good as the ones that you would actually cook up yourself, make homemade. Now, you're going to, and that's why I said I wanted to make it, because I had a specific taste that I wanted to come up with. They didn't have stir fry, which is what I would normally use, and I would just chop up the stir fry steak a little bit thinner than what it actually comes in the store. They didn't have it, but they did have some steak that's finely chopped. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and use this. Now, if you want to use steak and if you want to chop it up, you can. If you don't, then you can just get this in your local grocery store. And I think I got it from the girls when they got it, but I think it came from Walmart. I'm not sure. And I have some chicken here, and that's some chicken breast. So what I'm going to do is, for my meats inside of my burrito, I'm going to mix it. It's going to be a mixture of steak and chicken. And that's the way I want to do it. Now, the only seasonings that you're going to need in order to put on your meats that you're going to be actually cooking, and you're going to need a little bit of oil for this. You're going to need some garlic powder, some salt, and this is just a seasoning that I use a lot. I got it at Ross, yeah. And in the back of Ross, if you like a lot of gourmet seasonings, they have it in the back of there. TJ Maxx, Ross, it's another store, I can't think of the name of, Marshall's. All of those, they do sell your gourmet seasonings, and it's for a very, very low price. This is smoked paprika, garlic, chili powder, and chives. Now, you could just use your regular seasonings if you don't have this, but I'm using this because all of my seasonings are already trapped inside of this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go away, get everything prepared, and I'll meet you at the stove. Be right back. Okay, now I'm at the stove and I'm heating up just a little bit of oil. It's just enough oil to coat the bottom. It's not even a lot of oil, and the only reason why I'm doing it that way. I was gonna do the steak first, but I'll do the chicken first. Okay. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is, and I was gonna say the only reason why I'm doing it that way is so that hopefully it won't stick as much. But you don't want this chicken to be greasy. So the chicken is cubed. See, it's in little cube pieces. Okay, and that's all the big you need. Now you could cut this before, or you can cut it after. So you can cut it before you cook it, or you can slice it up after you cook it. A lot of times it's easier to slice up if you wait until after you cook the chicken. But we just went ahead and did it before. My daughter did it actually. So we're going to cook this meat up, and it does not take that long. And as you can see, you see the seasonings all over the meat. Okay? It does not take that long, maybe about 5 minutes at the most for this chicken to fry up. And you don't want it hard. This is the breast portion of the chicken, and you know that's a lot drier than the rest of it. You get a lot of more meat, but you get a lot more dryness too. It's not as moist if I was using a thigh. But you can use any part that you really want to use. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cook this, and once I get this chicken cooked, I'm not going to wash out the skillet because there's no need to do that. Then I'm going to cook up my steak. Now this is the only part of this that's going to be a little bit lengthy. Because once you cook it up, the only thing else you have to do is just assemble it and then go ahead and brown it. Put it back in the pan and then brown it. And then you're done with it. So I'm going to get this chicken. My stove is actually not hot enough, but it'll get hot as we go. I'm going to go away and let this heat up enough. And then once it heats up enough, I'll bring you back and just show you this chicken. Right now, before you go, you see it has a translucent look to it. When you come back, this chicken is going to be looking, you're going to see a lot more white parts. And that'll be a whole lot better in the cooking process. So, and all you want to do is just turn it white. Once you turn it white, then the chicken is actually done because the chicken is just real small pieces. So I'll be back in a few minutes as soon as I get this start to cooking. Be right back. Now you can see that the chicken is starting to cook up. So, or it's starting to turn colors. As you can see, it's white. You know, it's turning white from translucent to white. So all I'm going to do, you got a few pieces like these right here that are still translucent. But I just want to show you what it looks like. So what I'm going to do, I did put another teaspoonful of oil in the skillet because I have a little bit more chicken than I actually thought I was going to have. So that's the way it's supposed to look, and I'm not going to let it get hard. I'm just going to let it, you're going to be able to still see the juices flowing from it. So I'm just going to cook it until it turns colors, because it should be done by that time, because like I told you, my pieces are small. And at that point, then I'm going to take it out and I'm going to get ready to cook the beef, and I'll bring you back and show you when I get ready to do that. So I'll be right back. I just want to show you what the chicken actually should look like. And as you can see, it's only a limited amount of oil in the bottom of my pan. So I'll be back. I got all my chicken out. And I'm not going to wash my pan out because I can use that little bit of oil that's down in there, or juices that's down in there, to help flavor my steak. Probably should have just a little bit more. Okay. So that's roughly about a tablespoon and a half. So now, I'm going to go ahead and put my steak in. And this is the way I wanted my skillet to be frying when I fried my chicken. Just a little bit more. I want this to fry up. And this is the perfect size meat. If it's a little bit thicker, it's okay. But if you use the one that you buy for stir fry, then that will be fine to use, because all you have to do then is just cut it up, into smaller pieces. You can wait until after you finish cooking it and then cut it up, and it should be fine. I do have my pot of rice sitting back here in the back. It's better to use saffron rice, but I didn't have enough, so I'm going to go ahead and use white rice, and it's still going to be just as good. If you have the yellow rice, then you can use it. If not, you can go ahead and use white rice, and don't worry about it. So any little juices that's down in here, once I get through cooking this, I'm not going to take the juices. All I'm going to do is just take my meat out. So I'll be right back. I'll meet you at the table. I'll be right back. Okay, now I'm back and everything is here on the table, so I'm only going to assemble probably 2 just to show you how it goes. Then I'm going to meet you back at the stove when I get ready to brown it, because I have about 8 or 10, and I'm only going to cook up 1 so you can see, maybe 2, so you can see how it actually goes. Okay, so here it is. Here is my tortilla, and you want to make certain that you get the biggest one. First thing you're going to do is you're going to smear some refried beans down. Okay, and on top of that, what's going to hold this rice in place is the fact that you smeared the refried beans down on there. So that's going to hold the rice in place. So you're going to put some rice down. Then you're going to put your choice of meats, and I told you we're doing steak and chicken on all. So, and you don't need to put a lot of meat. You don't. You just need to put a small amount of meat, because you have too many things that you're actually going to be working with. So you want to make sure that when they pick up the burrito, they're going to get a taste of the meats as well. Next, you're going to put down some pico de gallo. And I want to let you know that I did, even though you didn't see it, I thought about it at the very end. And I put the lime juice in here. So it's just squeezing a lime down on the pico de gallo, the vegetables that you have in there, the cilantro, tomatoes, onions, and the jalapeno peppers. That's all you do, is just squeeze some lime juice from one lime down on it. But if you don't have that, you can always use lime juice or lemon juice out of your refrigerator. You want to put down some guacamole. Now, everybody's not going to eat everything. Okay? We do. But everybody just won't do it. So you want to put down some guacamole. And after you put down your guacamole, you want to put down some salsa. Once you put down your salsa, then you want to add some sour cream to that. And then you want to add just a little bit of lettuce. Not a lot, okay? Now, once you do that, you're going to diaper fold again. You're going to take your burrito. You're going to roll it over. Now, this is fat. This is healthy. I mean, it's healthy as far as the ingredients that's on the inside. You're going to roll it over. Bring those two together. Then you're going to roll it up. See how I did that? Now, when we fry it, the first side that you're going to put down in your skillet is going to be this side. Why are you using the side that's open? Because once that heat hits it, it's going to seal it for you. Okay? So that way when they pick it up, it won't come loose and everything will be all down, all over the place. Okay? So I'm going to put this one to the side. And as you can see, I made certain that my ends were tucked in together. And the reason why I did that is because you don't want whatever you have, your ingredients on the inside, to fall out of the side. So you want to make sure that your ends are tucked in. Now I'm going to do one more. And you can eliminate what your family don't eat, because sometimes you can have picky eaters. Make sure that you smear your refried beans. And make sure that you don't take it all the way to the end, because remember, the end is what you're going to be folding in, so you don't want to take it there. Right behind those refried beans, you want to put that rice, so it'll be held in place. Right behind that, you want to put some meat. And whatever they don't want, this is an easy way to do it, because whatever it is that they don't want, then you don't have to put it on there. But we eat everything, so. And I really had a taste for this today, and I wanted it my way. I didn't want to do it at the I didn't want to do it at the end. Now, I did not, on the first one, I did not put cheese for a reason. I don't eat cheese. So the cheese will help to hold it as well. But on this one, I am going to put down some cheese. Put some salsa across it. And the only thing that you really have to get right is just your beans and your rice. When you get past your beans and your rice, you should be good. Now on this one, it's okay. Put my cheese on here. And the cheese is going to be melted once the heat hits it. There you go. Okay, so once you do that, then I'm going to go ahead and roll it up. Take it in. And you may get a little bit coming out. No, mine didn't, but sometimes you can get a little bit coming out. If you get that little bit coming out, oh, let me show you this, make sure that you see it. Make sure that these are in. Okay? Not hanging out like this. Make sure that they're in. Okay? Then once they're in, you're going to just roll. Okay? There you go. My ends are covered. My flap, you're going to put it in the skillet like that so it can fry up. Everything is good. So I'm going to go away and finish this pan once I get it all finished. Did I put lettuce on this one? I could not, but that's the good thing about it. You can always go back in it. I didn't. And that's really one of the reasons why you sit everything in front of you, so that you'll make certain that you got everything on it. But you'll still forget like I just did. Okay. So then you want to seal it up. Okay. Now I'll put this down in my skillet and I'll fry it up. My ends are closed. Nothing seeping out. Just waiting on me to fry. So I'm going to go away and finish this up. Once I get it done, I'll meet you back at the stove. And we'll bring out the, we'll get it fried up, and then I'll show you what it looks like. Be right back. Okay, now I'm at the stove, and I'm getting ready to actually brown these on both sides. And what I did was I just took my pan. You don't see oil in it. But what I did with a paper towel is I just rubbed a little bit of oil in the bottom. So what I'm going to do is to put these down with this side where the flap is going to be face down. The flap, put it down.
the flap. Put it down. I sure could have gotten 4 in here. 3 is good enough. I just want to show you what it is that I'm doing. So I'm going to let this brown for like about a minute. And once it browns, then I'm going to bring it back. I'm going to flip it over on the other side and let that brown. Then I'm going to take it out. It'll be ready. Now, it doesn't make sense for me to cut this open. I can cut it open. But the mix that's on the inside, it's going to fall all over everywhere because it's just small chunks. You got small chunks of rice. Then you have small chunks of lettuce and the pico de gallo and small pieces of meat. So that's going to fall anyway. It won't hold itself. But if, I can cut it just to let you see how it looks. But it will not stay, everything won't stay inside of the tortilla. And the real reason for that is simply because it's just small pieces. But I basically want to show you just how this browns on one side and then brown on the other side. You don't want to use a whole lot of cooking oil. All you want to do is just put a little bit on the bottom like you saw me do with a paper towel, just so it will not stick. So I'll bring you back as soon as that gets brown, and I'll show you what it looks like when I get ready to flip it. All right, now I'm back, and I just want to show you. This really isn't that hot because all I did was just brown it. So I want to flip it. Okay. And that's all you're doing. Is that you're allowing it to brown a little bit on that side. Now, I'm not going to do it, but if you want to brown yours on these sides, you can go ahead and do it. The only thing I really wanted it to do, this is just going to add a little bit of a crunch to it when you get ready to bite it, but it actually sealed. See how it sealed it up? And that's why you want that heat to actually hit it. So I'm going to brown it on this side, and then I'll take it out, show you what it looks like. Be right back. Okay, now I kind of tilted it on just on the side so you can see it. There, see? But these are ready, so I'm going to go ahead and take them off. And basically, you're not supposed to cut. Godly, that thing is hot. You're not supposed to cut into them. You're supposed to bite into them, actually. So, I'm going to put these down on the plate. Move that back for a minute. Now I have quite a few to do. So I wanted to go ahead and end this video. So there they are. I'm going to open up one. But you really don't. This is not the way you do it. You bite into a Dorito. I mean a burrito. I'm sorry. I don't know why I keep calling it. Can you hear that crunch? There's a little crunch that you hear. There you go. It did stay. There you go. You see everything. You see your chicken, your beef, sour cream, rice, everything that you put in a burrito. There you have it there. That's what I had a taste for, and I didn't want to do restaurant style. I wanted to do it myself. That way, the ingredients that I put in it would be everything that I like to eat. So that's what I'm having for you today. Chris is making burritos, homemade burritos. And as always, thank you for watching. Chris Cook for you too. Stay safe and share this video. Bye.